Hi, everyone. It's Pastor Mike. And I just want to say, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving tomorrow. And I wanted to share a few words with you as we move into Thanksgiving this week and continue in a spirit of Thanksgiving as we're moving toward Christmas. And I'll have a few more words to say about Thanksgiving on Sunday in Sunday's message, which will also be posted on our Facebook page. And then starting next Sunday on December 6th, after that, we hope to have our full band and do a Facebook Live service. And we'll invite you to join us for that. And we'll have some instructions in the next few days about picking up communion elements from the church if you'd like, or having some communion elements ready so you and your family can share in communion with us on December 6th during that Facebook Live broadcast. But today I want to say it's Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving week. I hope you're going to have a chance, if it's your desire, to get together with some of your family or friends. I know we've got a lot of different things going on, the concerns about COVID, the concerns about gathering. And if it's safe for you to gather with your family, I hope that you get to do that. If you're concerned about the health of a loved one, then obviously you will want to make sure they stay safe. I want to share a few words right now about why we give thanks. Well, we give thanks for a couple of reasons. Number one, because we've had help. Someone else has helped us. Someone else has worked on our behalf or done something for us. We haven't just done it all on our own. We're not fully taking care of ourselves completely without some outside help. So on Sunday, I want to share a little about Thanksgiving starts with worship, because we worship and we look up to God. We give thanks and praise to God. We recognize that God is God and we are not, and that it is because of God that we have many of the blessings that we enjoy. And we'll get into that some more on Sunday and look at some Psalms on Sunday that have to do with worshiping and giving thanks. Today I want to just look at Psalm 25 briefly for a couple minutes with you and think about the fact that we give thanks because God has helped us. God is working for us and we need God's help. David writes this psalm and he begins in Psalm 25. He says, "To you, O Lord, I lift up my soul. Oh my God, in you I trust." He's bearing his soul. He's putting himself out there before the Lord. He's saying, "Lord, I trust you. I'm laying it all out there for you, Lord." He says, "Let me not be put to shame. Let not my enemies exult over me." He's acknowledging things in his life aren't perfect. He's got problems. He's got concerns. There are circumstances where there may be things beyond his control. "Indeed, none who wait for you shall be put to shame." He says, "Lord, if we will wait for you, if we will trust you, you'll be faithful." He goes on in verse 4 and reminds himself to stay focused on the Lord. He says, "Make me to know your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths." In other words, if I expect God to help me, I need to be living my life in such a way that I'm on the right path. I'm making the right decisions. I'm living a life that is honoring to God, that is morally upright, that's morally moving in the right direction. In other words, I'm not sabotaging myself but with bad behavior and bad decisions. Teach me to know your ways, O Lord. Teach me your paths. And then lead me in your truth and teach me. He says it again, teach me, for you are the God of my salvation. He acknowledges that God is the source of his help and ultimately of his salvation. You are the God of my salvation, and for you I wait all the day long. He's patient, waiting for God to act, waiting for God to intervene, waiting for God's help. Remember your mercy, O Lord, and your steadfast love. God is merciful. We don't always deserve the blessings we've received, do we? But God is merciful. God cares about us. God loves us. And remind me of your steadfast love, for they have been from of old. God is unchanging. He's the same yesterday, today, and he will be forever. His love for us, his concern for us, he invites us to trust him. He invites us to put our lives in his hands. And as we move into this Thanksgiving day tomorrow, as you gather with loved ones, spend some time thinking about trusting God and how you've trusted him and how he's been faithful to you. When you were in tough situations, maybe you've had COVID, maybe you've been through some hard times with your business or your work because of the circumstances we're in this year. I know we at church have had to do a lot of things differently this year because of the shutdowns and and many of the different regulations that have come our way, both from the governor, from the state, and also from our church leadership. We haven't always liked it, but we've had to adjust, and it's forced us to adapt, to try new things, and to trust God, and to see how God carries us through. God is faithful. God has been faithful in our finances this year. God has been faithful in providing for our needs, and He will continue to be faithful. So we have a lot to give thanks for. I know I do, and I think you know that you do too. I'll share some more on Sunday about continuing to give thanks as we worship the Lord, as we remember that He is God, and that can change our hearts, change our attitudes, and give us a way of being and living as thankful people. I'll talk to you again on Sunday. I'm Pastor Mike. Have a great Thanksgiving.